Last week I spoke about Chelsea and Manchester United, and I was ranting about them, especially the Chelsea coach, the way in which he was unable to manage games after his team got red cards against Manchester United and against Brighton at home. I spoke so much about the mistakes that took place and the kind of substitutions that he made. However, this weekend he proved to listen to the things that I said and make amends for the performances of the team, and also the substitutions were on point this time around as they got positive results against the defending champions at Liverpool. Liverpool lost now back-to-back. They lost against Crystal Palace, and now they are lost against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. But there was something very important and unique in that game that is worth talking about. An 18-year-old Brazilian came on and he was just, amazing. He did so well playing against the Liverpool side, and he made sure that he kept them on their toes. At the end of the day, he got the winning goal. But there's something also in that game that, for me, there's one player in Chelsea in that game that stood out for me, and that is Caicedo. Caicedo is proving to be not just good for Chelsea, but to be one of the best midfielder that we are having in the English Premier League. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care who you're comparing this guy with, but at the moment, I don't think there's any midfielder in the English Premier League whose performance is worth talking about like this guy. The goal he scored against Liverpool was one of a kind. He is giving us that SM vibe, When SM was playing for Chelsea, he was not a player that would score a lot of goals, but when he scored, he was scoring these goals that, are worth everyone talking about, and this is exactly what this guy is replicating in Chelsea. Caicedo is not just holding the midfield and assisting the team, but he is also scoring wonderful goals that are giving a positive result to his Chelsea side. Playing against Liverpool was just something that Caicedo enjoyed doing. He dominated in the midfield. Himself and Enzo Fernandez, these two guys were key to Chelsea's victory against Liverpool. They played. I'm sure the coach is excited with the way in which they played, because at the end of the day, the goal that he scored is one of the best goals so far in the season. His goal against Liverpool was just something that is worth talking about. Estavo came in for Chelsea, and that substitution turned out to be a positive one, turned out to be the one that gave Chelsea 3 points against Liverpool. Watching that game, one would say that we don't know Chelsea for being a team that will win in the dying minutes. Once they take the lead and the team comes back and equalize, it's either they are going to lose the game or it's going to end there. But Chelsea are beginning to turn the tide and make sure that they win this game, and it was an important win for them, getting 2 negative results and coming into this one and getting a positive result against Liverpool was just something that the coach was so excited about. He got a red card in the game, but it was a red card that was worth getting, because the celebration at the end of the match, when Estavo scored that goal, the way he was happy, the way he ran, to go and celebrate the goal with his players, shows how much this match means to him, how much it meant to him, how much they needed that win in order for them to go into this international break where the players are going to go on their national duties, and some come back looking fresh and some come back tired. But the coach was excited, So this Chelsea side, where did they get it, right against the Liverpool? And according to Akura, he said that the coach told them, prior to the match, the coach told them that they should look out for Salah, because Salah, Liverpool's talisman, don't track back that much. So as a result, they should be able to exploit that angle and get something from it. And that was exactly what they did. And if you look at where the goal came from, that is where the goal came from. Now the pressure was now much on the Liverpool defenders, leading to that goal. So that angle is where they were targeting, because Salah cannot track back to assist the defender, so they now expose the defender. So there was too much. So Chelsea from the beginning to the end were attacking Liverpool. They did not give them a breathing space. until they got a victory against Liverpool. And it was a well-deserved one because Liverpool, in as much as they are the reigning champions and they have fantastic players, the way they played against Chelsea was almost like they were panicking. They did not have the confidence enough to face the Chelsea side and get something at the end of the game. So kudos to Chelsea for proving me wrong once again, that the coach can actually make substitutions that are going to be tactical and also produce something positive. In another team also that I criticized on this show last week, I spoke about Manchester United, and when I spoke about Manchester United, it's the fact that these are big teams. When they're not doing very well, we talk about it. When they're doing very well, we also give them credit where it's due. So Manchester United played against the Sunderland at home, and that game was a game that it was a very difficult game for Manchester United. However, they made it look simple, beating Sunderland at home. If they did not win that game, believe me, maybe that was going to be the end of the coach. But the players stepped up and made sure that they got a positive result in that game. And hopefully, going into this international break, if you don't get points from smaller teams like this, I doubt which teams you're going to be able to get points. So United proved that they needed that game, because in their next game is going to be a difficult game after the international break. So Manchester United players did the job. They got a positive result at Old Trafford, and that is exactly what they were looking for. And I'm happy for the team. My prayers is that they're going to be able to build from these results and get positive result in the upcoming games. So the English Premier League is looking exciting. We now have Arsenal, who played against West Ham at home, and it was expected that Arsenal were going to win this game. You can't expect West Ham, who is struggling in recent times, to get a positive result at Emirates. So Arsenal dominated the game and they got a positive result, and they are now on top of the league. They dislodged Liverpool on top of the league because Liverpool lost to Chelsea, and they are now in the second position in the league. So kudos to Arsenal for doing a fantastic job. I said it and I will continue to say what I've been saying, that if Liverpool don't win the league this season, I see Arsenal winning it because they're the team that is more complete, in my view. These are just my view, because I don't see the likes of Manchester City with the way they're struggling in recent times. I don't see Chelsea. Chelsea have quality players in their team, but I don't see them as a team that is ripe for the Premier League trophy. I don't see Manchester United. Of course, they're struggling. You don't see them as a team that is going to even finish in the top 4. I don't see Spurs competing with Arsenal. So it's only Arsenal and Liverpool who will decide who's going to win the league come next season. So Arsenal are now on top of the league, and hopefully, if after the international break they continue and they maintain the same momentum, Arsenal might just become the champions. Anyway, it is too early, like I always say. It is too early to decide who's going to win the English Premier League. But the points that you accumulate now will count for you at the end of the season. Another team also that is doing very well in the English Premier League is Spurs. Spurs are proving to be a force to be reckoned with. They are proving that they have quality in their team and they want to also compete. And like I say all the time, I will continue to say it. It is too early, but the points that you're getting now, they're very important. At the end of the season, if you're getting these points, the teams that are going to go on relegation, the points that you're getting now will count for you. And the teams that are going to stay in the English Premier League, the points that you are getting now are going to count for you at the end of the season. So it is important that you get points now. Get positive result as much as you can. If you have a team that you know that you have the capacity to beat, make sure you defeat them. And that was exactly what Spurs did. When they traveled away to Leeds United, they made sure that they got 3 points. Kudus scoring his first goal, the winning goal, and he gave Spurs a very positive result, and that result now took Spurs on the 14 points. They're all there in the top 4. So I mean, it is a good result for them, and I'm so happy for what they are doing. Thomas Frank is really doing a good job with this team so far, but it is too early to start celebrating. But if you're doing well, kudos to you. So Spurs, kudos to you guys for doing a fantastic job. City traveled away to Brentford. It was a difficult game for City. However, their talisman Haaland made sure that City got a 3-point, as it's called, the only goal of the match. They won that game away 1-0, and they maintained also their fine form. making sure that they are now in the top 10 of the English Premier League table going into the international break. After the international break, now teams are going to, come back to the league again and then start going at it again, to make sure they get positive result. But it is good to go on a break with a positive result, and City got 3 points. So I'm so happy for them. I know sad news coming out that Rodri got injured in the game and is going to be out. We don't know how long he's going to be out, but it seems this guy is struggling lately with injuries. So we have to just keep praying for him that he comes back, and we want to see quality players fit and competing, because we want to see competition and enjoy the beautiful game in the English Premier League. All right, ladies and gentlemen, after this short break, we'll be taking a look at some of the games that took place in other European leagues. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Let's take a look at some of the teams and results that took place in other European leagues. Marseille traveled to Metz and they won the game 3-0 against the Metz side. The Marseille team is now in fine form. They are making sure that they keep the pressure on the reigning champions PSG, Lyon, Strasbourg, and they all are doing very well. I want to see competition, and I always say I want to see competition. I want to see teams that are competing to the highest, level. If you have like big names like Lyon, Marseille, PSG, these teams should be able to compete against each other and be able to get positive result and keep the pressure on whoever is going to win it. You don't just allow it to be one-sided like we know PSG to be winning it all these years. So I'm actually excited to see the competition and to see how some of these teams are getting results in the league. Lens traveled to Axel and Lens got a positive result there. They won that game 2-1 away. In Germany, Bayern Munich continued with their fine form. They went away to Eintracht Frankfurt, where they scored 3 goals, making sure that they maintained their impressive start to this season. It's looking like Harry Kane and his entire team want to retain that trophy that they won last season. They are angry because the season before that, Bayer Leverkusen won it. So Bayern Munich are making sure that nobody else comes close when it comes to winning the league this season. So they won it last season, and they are now looking like a team that want to retain the trophy. So I'm so happy for them. Harry Kane continues to break records in that that league. He is a very good player and he deserves to be winning trophies. So I'm excited for him and what he's doing with his Bayern Munich side. Wolfsburg traveled to Augsburg and they lost 3-1 to Augsburg in the Bundesliga. Bayer Leverkusen played against the Union Berlin, and of course Bayer Leverkusen won the game 2-0. In Italy, the competition is heating up, and like I always say on this show, I like it. I want to see competitions. I love it when the teams are competing against each other. I want every league to be competitive so that when you win it, they're not going to be like, you dominated because you have money or this one did not have money. I want every team to be able to compete when you have players, because at the end of the day, you're playing 11 against 11. So we should not just see one team dominating. We must see the competition. So at the end of the season, when you win it, you are justified by your performances, and other teams are also going to be justified by why they did not win. So I like what I'm seeing in Italian league so far. Inter Milan at home against Cremonese. Inter Milan won the game 4-1. Atalanta played against the Como and they drew that game 1-1. Juve played against AC Milan. It was always going to be a difficult game for Juve. Inter AC Milan are in form. Juve are also in form. So these two teams playing against each other is going to be a very entertaining and difficult game as they drew that game 0-0. The reigning champions Napoli played against Genoa. Genoa took the lead first, but Napoli came back, showing why they won the league last season, and they won that game 2-1. Kudos to Antonio Conte, the players and the entire team for doing a fantastic job, making sure they come back from a goal down and get 3 points. Now taking you straight into Spanish league, where Real Madrid returned to the top of the league after Barcelona were humiliated by Sevilla. Real Madrid played against Villarreal at home. 2 goals from Vinicius Jr. ensured that Madrid got 3 points against Villarreal, a positive point. 3 positive points against Villarreal to take them back to the top of the league. 2 points now ahead of Barcelona. Barcelona traveled to Sevilla, but it was Alexis Sanchez's team that won the game 4-1. The two Nigerians are combining together, Ezuke and Adams, combining together to score the fourth goal, making sure that the humiliation of Barcelona was noted by everyone. Lewandowski, Barcelona's talisman, lost a penalty that would have, at least got them a goal back, making sure they have a 2-4-2 at the end of the day, but he lost it, and Barcelona were humiliated. Sevilla, I don't think anyone expected this result that we got against Sevilla and Barcelona going into this game, because it was just a shameful performance from Barcelona, losing 4-1 to Sevilla. Sevilla is a tough team, but Barcelona are in fine form. So one would have expected them to get a positive result. They lost that game 4-1, and now they're in second position as Madrid now retain their top position, 2 points ahead of Barcelona. All right, ladies and gentlemen, after this short break, I'll be taking you through some of the results that took place in the Under-20 World Cup. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Let's take a look at the results that took place in the Under-20 World Cup that is ongoing. In the first match in the Under-20 was a match between Egypt and Chile Under-20. Egypt Under-20 won that game 2-1. New Zealand played against Japan Under-20, and Japan Under-20 won the game 3-0. Mexico played against Morocco, and Mexico won the game 1-0. Spain Under-20 won 1-0 against Brazil Under-20. Argentina Under-20 won 1-0 against Italy Under-20. Australia Under-20 won 3-1 against Cuba Under-20. New Caledonia lost 6-0 against France Under-20. And South Africa Under-20 won 2-1 against the USA. Now, South Africa Under-20 booked their place into the next round as the same as the Nigerian Under-20, who drew 1-1 against the Colombian side. So we're going to be looking forward to some of the Under-20 teams that are representing the continent of Africa. So far, they're doing very well. Congratulations to all of them that qualified to the next round of the competition. Our wishes are with them that they will do well and make sure they bring the trophy back home. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be keeping you updated with some of the teams that are going to be participating in the international competitions, being it the World Cup qualifiers, the Under-20 World Cup, and much more. I'll bring in every result to you, all the results that are going to be taking place during the week and over the weekend. I'll make sure that you do not miss a thing with me, as always, Emmy, Akura, Ada. Until I come your way again, stay blessed.